I've tried lots of crazy diets in my past. Keto, carnivore, animal-based, low-fat, the vertical diet, whatever fits your macros, and dirty bulking. Some have worked really well and some have been pretty terrible, to be honest. But I've combined some of the most effective diets into what I believe is the perfect diet for entrepreneurs. So what makes a perfect diet for an entrepreneur? First of all, it needs to be time efficient. You should not be spending more than 1 hour every single week cooking, cleaning, buying groceries, any of that. If you can keep it under 1 hour a week, that would be perfect. The second thing is that it should provide stable energy throughout the day. If you need to work for long periods of time, you don't want to be having huge spikes and huge crashes throughout the day. You want your food to provide you stable and consistent energy. The third thing is it should require minimal decision making. We don't want to have decision fatigue when it comes to choosing the foods that we want to eat. It should be very simple and very clear. You should not be thinking every single meal what you're going to eat. The fourth thing is it should allow for flexibility. You should be able to go out for dinners, you should be able to drink some alcohol, you should be able to eat the foods that you want to eat. It shouldn't be too dogmatic, it should be pretty flexible. The fifth thing is it should have sufficient protein to support muscle growth. So that will be around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. We want to make sure that we're able to get that pretty easily on our diet. The next thing is it should be low in calories. So if you're trying to lose body fat, you can do it relatively easy without being super concerned and super worried about how hungry you're feeling, distracting you from getting work done or for doing what you want to do. The next thing is that we want to be getting most of our calories from whole foods. Whole foods is going to improve our digestion. We're going to have more nutrients that we absorb from bioavailable food sources. We're going to have more consistent energy, and it's just going to be good for our general health. The next thing is that your diet should fill all your micronutrient needs. You shouldn't be needing to take 50 pills a day because your diet lacks certain nutrients. We want to be getting basically all of our nutrients that we can possibly get from the whole foods that we're eating rather than taking pills and taking supplements because we're not getting adequate nutrients. Lastly, it should be simple and easily accessible ingredients that we're using. I should be able to walk into any grocery store and get all of the ingredients I need for a week of eating without having to worry about rushing around to different stores to buy different weird exotic foods that I need to eat. It should be very easy, very accessible ingredients that we're using. Real quick, if you are an entrepreneur and you would like help reaching peak mental and physical performance so you can grow yourself and your business, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can check that out. Otherwise, let's get into each of the meals that we're going to be eating. Meal number one, we have half a tub of high protein Greek yogurt. So this is 450 grams approximately of low fat Greek yogurt and 1 scoop of protein powder. Preferably whey protein. It's one of the most bioavailable sources of protein, but really up to you, doesn't matter too much. If you're feeling really fancy, you can add some berries. It's optional, it adds a bit of nutrients, it adds a bit of flavor. You don't really need any more micronutrients because we're gonna fill all of our micronutrient needs regardless of whether you eat the berries or not, but it can be a nice thing to add. So this is the preparation time of this meal. Open the lid, take this off, yogurt into the bowl. By the way, the second time around, you can just eat it straight from this tub here, which also saves you time and having to clean up a bowl. Boom, put your yogurt in there. What was that, 10 seconds? Get your protein powder. 1 scoop in there. And then, just gotta mix this up. And that's it. You effectively have given yourself chocolate ice cream for breakfast with berries, but it's 450 calories and 70 grams of protein. So you're getting nearly 50% of the protein you need from your entire day for essentially eating chocolate ice cream for breakfast. And the beauty of this as well is you can change up your protein powder flavor. If you want a different flavor of ice cream every morning, then buy yourself 3 different types of protein powders and you can put them on rotation. I have three options right now. I have the chocolate flavor, I have a peanut butter flavor, and I have a salted caramel flavor, and I just rotate through those. And you get a bit of variety every morning, but you're essentially eating pure protein disguised as chocolate ice cream for breakfast. So pretty good way to start the day. And because this has so much protein, this will keep you pretty damn full throughout the day. So really, really good way of starting the day. As you can see, that took me about 20, maybe a minute tops to make. The mixing takes 30 seconds. It takes basically no time, and then you either wash a bowl or you're just eating it out of the tub. So basically takes you zero time at all. Pretty damn good way to start the day. Meal number 2, and if you're gonna do some sort of exercise, you can do a workout, I would have this right before a workout. What we're gonna do is half a liter of coconut water, and we're gonna do just a small can of pineapples. This is about 250 grams, a raw weight of pineapples. Now, why aren't I doing an actual pineapple, like a whole pineapple and cutting it up? Well, the reason is, if I wanted to do that, I would have to cut up the pineapple, I would have to put it into tiny little pieces, then I'd have to put it in little containers, versus that being the preparation time. The maybe 5% improvement in overall quality of the food is not worth the amount of time that you're gonna save by just having so much convenience out of the can. The reason I want pineapples is pineapples has a great amount of vitamin C, your entire daily intake of vitamin C, and also your entire daily intake of manganese, which can often be difficult to get, but pineapples are really high in manganese. So I just smashed this before the workout, and also half a liter of coconut water. And coconut water is great because it's super high in magnesium, which most people lack, and it's from a very bioavailable source. You also have manganese in here, and you also have potassium. So these two combined are the real powerhouses behind getting a lot of your nutrients through the day. On top of the red meat that I'll discuss later, these are where you're gonna get a lot of your nutrients from. This is about 230 calories, basic 5 grams of protein, so basically nothing, but a really good thing to have right before a workout because you got a good amount of carbs and a bit of sugar from the pineapple, and you can really have the coconut water whenever you want. But yeah, pretty simple. I mean, preparation time is 15 seconds. That's generous, saying 15 seconds, it might be 10, but pretty convenient way of getting a lot of your nutrients in for the day. For meals number 3 and 4, we have 4 eggs, basically as much red meat as you need to hit your protein, and if you want to eat more, you can eat more. And then optionally, you can add some fermented vegetables like kimchi. The reason we have the eggs is eggs are incredibly nutrient dense. You'll get things like choline, things like K2, all very bioavailable as well. With the beef, you're going to get a lot of iron, a lot of zinc, a lot of creatine. To be honest, red meat is one of those superfoods that just has an insane amount of nutrients. You're going to get a lot of your nutrients from this red meat. And the fermented vegetables is basically just here for the probiotics and just a bit of flavor. You can add this or leave this, but the main thing is we're getting the 4 eggs in and we're eating enough meat to hit our protein target. Now, if you're trying to cut, if you're trying to lose weight, I would opt for a leaner meat. Right here, this is 80-20, which is quite high fat. But if you're trying to lose weight, opt for like a 90% meat, 10% fat, or a 95-5. Just something a little leaner because it's gonna be a lot less calories, a lot more protein, so you can eat less. So if you went for a 90-10 beef and you had about 400 grams of that and you had 4 of these eggs, you'd be sitting at about 1,050 calories and it would be 110 grams of protein. The fermented vegetables is basically 0 calories, so it's negligible. If you wanted to add some flavor to this, I would add something like cheese. Maybe you could add some honey, especially post-workout for a bit of extra carbs in. But these 2 things, the eggs and the meat, is really all you need to get basically all your micronutrients and all your protein in. To show you how easy this is to prepare, I'm going to prepare an entire week of food in under 30 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Boom. That was a photo finish there, but we were able to produce a week's worth of food in under 30 minutes. So at this point, you will have had around 1,750 calories and 185 grams of protein. So for most people, that's all the protein you're gonna need. And if you're eating at maintenance calories, you've probably got another 1,000 calories to play with. The only thing that we really missed out on in terms of your micronutrients is omega-3s and vitamin A. You can get that pretty simply from something like cod liver oil. If you wanted to get it from whole food, you could throw in some carrots and some sort of fish like sardines, but I don't really like those. I would prefer to just have a capsule of cod liver oil or two. I'm currently having 3,000 milligrams of cod liver oil, and that gets me over my daily intake of vitamin A and gets the omega-3s in, so I'm pretty happy with that. But now you have effectively 1,000 calories to play with. And this is the beauty of it. You can do whatever you want with this. If you want to go out to dinner, you can go out to dinner. If you want to eat some junk food, you can eat some junk food. If you want to go out on the town and drink, you can get pretty damn hammered for 1,000 calories. Considering a shot is about 80 calories, you could get absolutely plastered for that. Not that I would recommend it. But you can do whatever you want. And that is the beauty of this diet, is that it allows for a lot of flexibility. You can do whatever you want, but you also are getting perfect micronutrients in, you're getting all your protein in, and you're keeping your calories low, which is pretty damn amazing. Now, if you're being absolutely perfect, then what I would add to fill the rest of the calories for the day is more meat, more fruit, more dairy, more honey, things like that. But look, at the end of the day, the best diet is the one that you're gonna stick to, because consistency is king, and do not let perfect be the enemy of good. So that is the perfect diet for entrepreneurs. I really hope you try it and get some great results from it, because it is a game changer. There's a lot of diets out there that are just not quite there. They're just missing something. But I think this hits basically all of the criteria for an absolutely fantastic diet for entrepreneurs. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. There's probably a video around here that you might be interested in, so I'll see you there.